When you know your life's purpose, it becomes easier to focus on where you are going. So it's kind of a roadmap. Um, I remember back in the day when you had to print out maps, where you could go to AAA and you could get maps that were prescribed for the route you were going to take. If you liked road trips, we did a lot of road trips when I was a kid. And so much easier now when you just put it into Google and you don't even have to enter it. You just say it and you go. One of the things I do for when I do FCAs is I always enter it into Google and I find out if it takes me directly to the church. Does it take me to guest parking? Does it take me to the backside of the church? Really handy, but your why is your roadmap. It helps with what matters most, what decisions are aligned with your goals. It makes you committed and passionate about your goals, and having a purpose will help you find your true passion in your job, in your life, in your community. So what does it mean to know your why? I'm interested in what y'all have to say. What does that mean to you? To know your why. Hello, Talina. Let's see, what else? What does that mean? I go into the chat. What, as you go about your ministry, what has that meant to you, knowing your why? Or if you don't know your why, you have a struggle in that. I've known several folks throughout the years that were serving in facilities management roles that then went on to do something completely different that I was really surprised, but it was because they followed their why. Those of you in the NACFM might have known a gentleman by the name of Thad. He left his facility management role to go work and live in an orphanage in Mexico. He and his wife, they were following their why. They just found a passion that they had gotten involved in while they were doing facilities ministry. Let's see, Marty, knowing how what I do contributes to the mission. That's a good one. Help you refocus and recommit. That's good. In facility stewardship, we find ourselves doing the grunt work. And I think this fits to Tommy's thing. Give me the ability to persevere. We sometimes do things that are completely thankless, which is why I talk to the facilities people at Disneyland, because I know they don't get thanked often. But to have the ability to persevere when sometimes it just feels like nobody cares what you do, and yet the ultimate reality is the why of what we do is to enable ministry to happen. And if we don't do our jobs well, then we could be putting a roadblock up to the effective spread of the gospel. Let's take a look at this. Knowing your why means understanding why you do the things you do. So I like to look back. I was glad to hear this morning in the opening devotion that was mentioned of the Levites. I'm a believer that Levites were the first facilities managers. So what is your why? The Lord said to Moses, bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole community at the tent of meeting by doing the work of the tabernacle. They are to take care of all of the furnishings of the tent of meeting, fulfilling the obligations of the Israelites by doing the work of the tabernacle. Give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are the Israelites who are given wholly to him. Appoint Aaron and his sons to serve as priests. Anyone else who approaches the sanctuary is to be put to death. The Lord also said to Moses, I have taken the Levites from among the Israelites in the place of the first of the male offspring of every Israelite woman. The Levites are mine, for all the firstborn are mine. And for when I struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, I set apart for myself every firstborn in Israel, whether human or animal, they are to be mine, as I am the Lord. So from Numbers, the Levites were the original facilities managers. They had a job to perform. But if I look back at that first section, they were given the task of assisting the priests. And that's our role. That's a why that we should all share, is we are there to assist in the actual ministry of the tabernacle, in our case, the church. Whatever we do is there to hold up the arms of our pastors and those on staff, to help them to do what they need to do in sharing the gospel. One of the folks I follow on LinkedIn is a facilities manager in the Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area. And he recently joined NACFM, I know. And his name's Matt. And I'm just astounded at the stuff he shares about his congregation, the things that they're involved in. And it's very clear that he understands the why, and it gives him a passion for what he does. And I hope he never loses that. And I hope none of you ever lose the passion for what you do because you question your why.